Everyone, how are we all doing? We're going to have a quick word on barbells and axles and the difference and the variations. Now, with Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting, one common thing they have is all of their bar exercises are done on what is, say, a standard Olympic barbell. Up here. Now, as you can see, the middle bit here is quite thin, so you can get your hands all the way around to get a nice, good, solid grip. And I've actually got pretty small hands, so, you know, grip can be, and often is, an issue. Now, at the other end of these, notice, it's what's called the sleeves, where we hook the weights on. They're thicker. See? Grip now may become an issue. Now, so that is weightlifting, specifically sort of like Olympic style weightlifting and powerlifting. Things are done on these type of bars. Power bars, maybe the center line there is a little bit thicker, but millimeters, like only a couple of millimeters, like 5 at the most at the outskirts. Now, with strongman, we have events that use an axle barbell. Now, it is what it is. If you went and googled strongman equipment axle barbell, you would discover that it's the way it is. They're not cheap. They're not cheap. I've seen one for around 60 quid, but if you've got to get delivery on top of that, you're looking at, well, you know, these things are heavy, you know, they're hollow versions are around 10 kilograms. More often than not, if you're buying a solid barbell, you're looking at around anywhere between 10 kilograms and 20 kilograms. So, heavy. And I am on a budget. So, I was looking around for ideas. And I came up with one. My axle barbell is in fact a 6 foot length of scaffolding pole, tube, whatever. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure off the ends allow for the sleeve heights. Probably going to be around 30 centimeters either side, but then I have to see what that allows me for grip space in the middle. So if this 6 foot, I take a foot off either end, I'm left with 4 foot in the middle to grab a hold of. So we shall have a look at that. And again, as you can see, I think you got that. Yeah, we have the grip issue that comes with an axle barbell over a nice standard easy wraparound Olympic barbell, power bar, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so we're going to work out a way of doing that. I've got a couple of ideas. I'm going to put them up later. Maybe do like a before and after picture. And then I am going to be able to finally do some more accurate axle barbell work. Because I was using this. This is called a fat grip. It hooks over this. And then it makes the central one actually a lot thicker. I actually think, going by confirming it, I think this is actually maybe a couple of millimetre or two thicker than the axle or the scaffolding pole, let's call it. And it might not sound like a lot, but if you put a millimetre around a circle and then you're trying to grip it, and slowly but surely you're losing millimetre by millimetre by millimetre by millimetre, but eventually it's sort of like this. And how in the are you going to pick up something like that? So, yeah, every millimetre matters. Right, there we go. So that's that. It's a very quick video, very quick update. This probably won't all last on Instagram, so I'll probably do a quick, shorter version of this for Instagram. My DIY barbell or something like that, I'll call it. And yeah, so if you flip over onto Instagram, I will be sorting this out today because I want to get the ball rolling. Because although I've got work at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow, I want to do a couple of event training before I go. So I'm going to get myself out of bed early. Although it's been a rough couple of weeks. Don't want to go into it, but sleep's been pretty much off past couple of weeks. Sessions have had to be shaved down a bit. All may well be, more information may be divulged later, but sufficient is it to say there's been a few things going on, and issues with sleep, issues with some of the kids in the morning. However, I don't want to put the blame all onto them, because if two of them decide they want to be fighting. Now, I am a bit selfish with them. If I've started training, it takes a lot for me to stop. And my wife is an absolute diamond and will normally, by and large, say, keep training, I've got this. Until it's a case when she hasn't, and then that's when, obviously, I down tools. Where I've been sleeping in, it started before I've had a chance to do my training. So it's not even mid-training. Some of it might even be like I'll be doing just a couple of easy stretches, and suddenly it will start. And then when it starts, it's like, all right, well, I better not start lifting just yet before all my neurons are firing. So yeah, as I say, it's been a rough couple of weeks, but there's been a lot. There's been a lot going on, but I don't want to be too public about everything. But there's been stuff on my mind. Let's just say it. There's been stuff on my mind, and that's I think that plus the heat in the UK at the minute, it has been getting a lot hotter than it normally is. So it's taken me a little bit longer to actually get to sleep, because we'll have the fan going on, and it's sort of like, well, you'll sleep, but the fan's keeping you awake. But you want a bit of the cover, but you take too much of the cover, you're going to be too hot. So, yeah, I think it's been a mixture of things. And the past couple of weeks have been a little bit difficult. So I've been getting training in, but whereas opposed to doing like first strength exercise, secondary strength exercise, followed by 2 or 3 accessory exercises, it's gone down to, right, okay, maybe I've got time for just the 1 exercise. Maybe I've got time for the 2. Maybe if it's a day off work, I'll do the 1 exercise now, and I'll do some accessory work later in the afternoon. That's probably what's going to happen today. But it's been tough, but I'm getting through it. But I have only got a couple of weeks till competition, so I need to be getting my arse in gear, really. And well, anyway, we'll see how it all goes. As I say, I will do some before and after pictures on the axle. Nice cheaper way of, if anyone's after an axle barbell and like me, they just can't really afford it because the price. No offense to the makers of strongman equipment. No discredit to you in terms of the delivery, because the delivery was about the same for this. It was just about £20, give or take. But if you are in driving distance, if collecting the item is an option, I would suggest for those on a really tight budget, Google scaffolding and find one. That length of pole cost me, I think, after VAT, including VAT, it was around £8, I think. So I think if you live close to us, so if you're after an axle barbell, but you're on a budget, I would say have a look. Go Google scaffolding, find a place that sells one. If you've got one nearby, and maybe the petrol, or if you're on the Lecky, the the cost of charging up the car or whatever won't break the bank, or it won't go beyond 20 quid or less. You could essentially get yourself an axle barbell for, yeah, well, you can use a length of scaffolding pole for about maybe a tenner under. Obviously, if you can do eBay searches, there might be places to find it even cheaper, especially if it's used. So yeah, that's it for now. That's a slight update on all the things that have been going on. Things have been a little bit off. Strength-wise, I'm feeling okay, but where the sessions have been slightly shagged, to be honest, to use a use a very British term, it has been playing a part psychologically, affecting me a little bit. So that is why tomorrow, even if I can only get 2 events in, I do want to run through a couple of events tomorrow, and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable now. I haven't got to worry about fat grip splitting open while I'm trying to yeet the weight up. Right, there we go. This is cracking on too long for a video on the phone, because it's probably going to take about half hour or so to upload the bloody thing. Right, well, I'll speak to you all later, and as always, keep strong, keep happy, keep healthy, and I'll speak to you all later. Ta-da.